What is something that you actually want people to know about Gibraltar?
Gibraltar is a good place. It's nice people there. They have the best of Spain in England.
It's not the kind of place that I can make out with anyone in the middle of the street and then expect to not get back to at least a family member. Luckily, inbreeding is not a thing, but I think it's definitely something you have to think a bit more about than in other places. I'm Alex, I'm from Gibraltar, I'm 28 years old and I'm a videographer.
My name is Rafa, I'm 27 years old. I'm studying to become an English teacher and I'm from La Línea de la Concepción.
Welkom in Gibraltar, een van de kleinste landen ter wereld. Gibraltar ligt aan het uiteinde van het Iberisch Schiereiland en is niet groter dan 7 vierkante kilometer. Grenzend aan Spanje kijken de inwoners uit over Marokko, maar officieel is deze plek al meer dan 3 eeuwen een Brits overzees gebied.
When I was younger, you could probably go through my Facebook and find some weird photos of me being like, yeah, 100% British in some national day or something. Since that time in my life, I've had a lot of time to mature, to grow as a person, to age, and understand that maybe even when I went to the UK, having it thrown in my face that I am British on a passport, yes, but my culture and my being is not British in the slightest. When I was on my way to the UK, I knew that I had a different kind of accent. I've always thought that I spoke English, but really, I think I don't necessarily speak Llanito.
Can you define what Llanito is?
It's so hard and it's such a difficult conversation. So it's, for me, a mixture between English and Spanish. ¿Te encontraste uno? Yeah, no? Did you find one? My personal connection to language definitely falls directly between Llanito and English. I couldn't really give you only just one, because if I drop something on the floor, I'm not going to react in English, I don't think.
Hoe werd Gibraltar een Brits overzees gebied? Na de Spaanse successieoorlog in 1704 vielen Britse en Nederlandse troepen Gibraltar binnen. In ruil voor het terugtrekken van Groot-Brittannië wilden ze de controle over de Middellandse Zee behouden. Spanje droeg Gibraltar officieel aan de Engelse kroon over bij het Verdrag van Utrecht in 1713. Spanje's herhaaldelijke pogingen om het gebied terug te krijgen mislukten steeds weer. Toch heeft Spanje altijd wel een zekere claim op Gibraltar gemaakt. In 1967 en 2002 stemden de inwoners van Gibraltar in referenda, maar beide keren stemde 99% om onder Britse soevereiniteit te blijven.
Most of people in La Línea, for example, feels that Gibraltar, in the bottom, on the inside, I don't know how to express it, is still Spain.
If you're given the question of, do I vote to be Spanish or do I vote to be British? Well, you connect to the thing that's maybe taken care of you for the last 300 years, no?
It's not really a point of contention, but it's definitely something that I think maybe with younger people now, they're starting to maybe not give up on the idea of being British, but sort of not feel so strongly about it, you know?
It's not like a massive discussion for us, I think, in general. I think people above us have had hardships and difficulties that were affected by whether they were British or not. Whereas our narrative is kind of I think we're all just existing and living together, no?
In de schaduw van de rots, op 50 meter van de grens, ligt La Línea de la Concepción, de laatste Spaanse stad voor het Verenigd Koninkrijk. La Línea heeft al lang een reputatie als meest problematische regio op het Schiereiland. Met zijn 12 kilometer lange strand, waar de Marokkaanse kust aan de horizon verschijnt, is La Línea de toegangspoort tot de hashhandel van Europa.
Trafficking is everywhere. It's implicit. It affects most of the population here. It's probably La Línea have 60,000 people, more or less 70,000, and probably 20,000 are implicated in one way or another. We can say it, nobody say it, but it's there. What do you prefer? To work 8 hours a day in a supermarket, or to work 15 minutes and get in one night 3,000 euros?
De startbaan van de luchthaven van Gibraltar, die dwars door het land loopt, scheidt twee verschillende werelden.
You can see the money with the amazing buildings, the ports. That's crazy. That's a huge difference between La Linea and Gibraltar. I would like to live there. Who knows? Who don't want to live there? Gibraltar, of course, is a very rich city. People from La Linea depends basically economically. Here in La Linea, there is no work as much as in Gibraltar, and with the salaries of Gibraltar, you go to there and you get a job. 10,000 more or less go to work in Gibraltar. We are living for the work, and that's not life. I'm not saying that the problem is from Gibraltar, because they are what they are, but we have to be something more, and by ourselves we cannot do it. We need something, we need help.
De Spaanse gemeente La Linea heeft een werkloosheidspercentage van 35%. 50 meter verderop, in Gibraltar, is dat slechts 1%. Het land heeft ook een van de hoogste BBP's per inwoner ter wereld. Met een vennootschapsbelasting van slechts 10% en een algemene vrijstelling van BTW trekt het land sinds 2009 bedrijven uit heel Europa aan. Daarom zijn er ook dubbel zoveel geregistreerde bedrijven als inwoners. De nabijheid en economische banden met buurland Spanje zorgen voor een sterke band tussen beide landen.
This is totally crazy, because we have a different money. We have euros and pounds. You have another country that is so far from here, in the face of you, and it's like your neighbor, and people meet, and the culture is very mixed.
I look at Spain and I'm like, I don't know, half of my friends and my family are all related to people from Spain. They have grandparents, cousins, we all have friends in Spain as well.
De vrede tussen Gibraltar en Spanje werd tijdens het Franco-regime plots bedreigd. De Spaanse leider sloot de grens tussen beiden in 1969. Pas na de dood van Franco in 1985 werd deze heropend.
People used to go to the gates and then see their family member on the other side. And it's not like now when you get to the frontier and La Linea is just there. It was a bit more of a stretch.
So people would have children and they'd raise like the new child that the family member hasn't been able to see. Like I think those are things that have been burnt into our memory from like the stories that we've been told by like family and friends and everything, but also like it's a discussion, it's something that's spoken about in Gib, like there's a lot of images of it. And I don't know, I think it definitely brought the local culture together a lot more than maybe they expected at the time.
Ook Brexit zorgde recent voor een grote schok. Toen het Verenigd Koninkrijk besloot om de Europese Unie te verlaten in het referendum van 2016, stemde 96% van de Gibraltarezen ervoor om wel in de EU te blijven. Gibraltar werd niet opgenomen in het post-Brexit-akkoord dat de relaties tussen het Verenigd Koninkrijk en de EU regelt. In plaats daarvan werkt men via ad hoc regelgeving. Voorlopig is vrije circulatie van personen nog steeds toegestaan, hoewel er nog geen permanente overeenkomst is bereikt.
Brexit has impacted my life, I guess, in two different ways. There's like an emotional side to it, and then there's the physical sense of like maybe it's more of a barrier in my life now. It's very annoying, I think, for anyone to be in a situation where they don't have control. And you live in a country that's like 96% voted against Brexit. It's really annoying to watch everyone else just tell you that you have to do the complete opposite to what you were very for.
It's something that gets in trouble Spanish people and Gibraltarian people, but they decide in England and in Madrid, or in Europe.
I've been my whole life a European, and everyone around me is, I guess, on European soil to a certain extent. And then one day everything just completely changes, and then we're in some weird limbo, waiting for other people to decide. So personally, I still and will continue to feel European.